I have with me a box of the new Barnes Harvest Collection ammo. This stuff has the potential to completely reset the ammo market. Will it? I don't know, probably not, but it has the potential to. Why do I say that? Well, a box of this ammo costs $39.99 retail. Now, that is a pretty drastic step down from what we normally see from Hornady, Nosler, Norma, the big guys, right? Not saying Barnes isn't one of the big guys, but when I say big guys, I mean the expensive guys. We're talking more like 50 to 60 with those ammos. And when we get into the Nosler, like the trophy grade stuff, it's getting all the way up into the hundreds. It's ridiculous. And a lot of that stuff really doesn't even shoot well in most rifles. It's not very compatible. And so I've got two different Barnes loads here. One in 6.5 Creedmoor. This is a 140 grain Sierra tipped Game King bullet in both of these. We got 140 grain for the 6.5 Creedmoor, and we got 145 grain for the 6.5 PRC. This is our 6.5 PRC rifle that we're going to be using in this video. Bergara, SEMA, Squared, CF. I think that's the whole name. There's like 6 letters in the name. And then our 6.5 Creedmoor is down here. This is a competition Bergara Premier competition in 6.5 Creedmoor. But let's start with the 6.5 PRC. I'm really interested to see, because this gun was kind of in that 1 MOA-ish range when we reviewed this gun. So I'm curious to see if we can get better results from this ammo, even though it's on the cheaper end. I've heard lots of good things about it. Me and Jim both have seen a lot of people saying good stuff about it. And so let's prop you up on the tripod and give it a test here. It's about 30-something degrees out here, so statistically it is literally freezing out here. So hopefully my fingers don't get too cold. I'm just going to set up my Garmin real quick before we do this, see what kind of speeds we're getting. This is our 6.5 PRC. When we reviewed this gun on the Backfire channel, I actually didn't get a chance to shoot this gun. So this will be my first time actually pulling the trigger and seeing what this gun feels like. Okay, looks like we're pretty high right. I'm going to do a little bit of sighting in before I shoot a group, though. Okay, so I'll probably come left, probably 3 clicks. Bullseye, baby. Okay. I'm going to stay on that same paper. I'm going to go to the right target on this paper. Actually, this is a carbon fiber barrel. I'm going to... Actually, no, we're good. I'm not going to let it cool. We're just going to rip 3 shots and see how we're doing. Average speed is looking like 2805. Seems a little slow for a 6.5 PRC. Shot 2, those are probably within 3/4 MOA. But it's only 2 shots, so we still got another 3 shots to rip here. That spread could change pretty drastically from here to the end of the group. Wow, that is an amazing group. I'll tell you what, man. And if other than that first shot, that is nearly a 1/2 inch group, including the first shot. We're at probably 0.8 inches, I'd say. For a 5-shot group with a factory hunting rifle, with factory ammo, with a carbon fiber barrel, to shoot a 5-shot group like that is dang impressive. And this is budget ammo as well. I'm impressed. I'm gonna let this one cool while we shoot the competition Bergara. And actually, I just realized these are both Bergaras. That was not on purpose. But yeah, we'll let this one cool. I want to shoot at least 2 5-shot groups with each of the guns so we can have, you know, a good data collection. But it is a carbon fiber barrel. It's warming up. So I'm going to shoot the competition gun while we let this one cool. Okay, so our average speed out of the Barnes, out of that Bergara SEMA, 2807. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, movement detected. 2807 is our average speed. I don't care nearly as much about the speed as I do accuracy. And so as long as the speed stays consistent, I'm okay with that. Well, let's actually check our SDs here. So out of 8 shots there, we had an average of 2807 feet per second, an extreme spread of 23, and a standard deviation of 9.2. Normally, out of factory hunting ammo, you usually see more like 14, 15 feet per second standard deviation. I've only shot this rifle once, but I'm thinking eventually I'm gonna have to shoot the accuracy challenge, right? And so my thought is this gun could be the rifle I choose. When I shot it, it normally shoots the Hornady factory ammo is what we've shot the best out of this. Hornady match, and averages like 0.4 inch groups consistently. So that would be, this would be a good rifle. If we can shoot better with this ammo though, I got nothing against switching from Hornady ammo. Whew. You probably saw me jump there. It had nothing to do with the recoil. The recoil is nothing. That was just a whole lot louder than that Bergara with the suppressor on it. That always, every time I switch from suppressor to muzzle brake, that first shot, I always jump. Because just that noise catches me off guard. Okay, yeah. So that's about the difference of what my flinch made, I would assume. Because I jumped pretty hard on that first shot. All right, same paper, but I'm going to shoot on that left target now. That's probably a 3/4 MOA group, I would say. Nothing special from a competition gun. That group is just probably slightly smaller than the Bergara SEMA's group. Our speed on those first 7 shots is looking like 2694. Classic 6.5 Creedmoor, just uber slow. All right, same paper. Gonna shoot on that top half MOA circle. That's definitely a bigger group than the first one. It's probably right at 1 MOA, I would say. So not great from a competition gun, but what is interesting is each one of those shots is touching each other. But yeah, I'd say it's right at 1 MOA. Nothing special from a competition. From a competition gun, you really want to see much better than that. You want to see, you know, no more than half MOA. But factory ammo is not meant to be shot out of a competition rifle, and competition rifles are not meant to shoot factory ammos. But regardless, let's go back to the SEMA and see if we can duplicate that first group. All right, middle paper, gonna go on that bottom half MOA target. All right, group review. On the left side, we have our 6.5 PRC groups. On the right side, we've got our 6.5 Creedmoor groups. Let's start with the 6.5 PRC. So here was our first group. Real good. We're talking sub MOA. Every single shot is, at the center impact of every single shot is within the 1 MOA ring. And that in and of itself is extremely impressive. Then we got to the second group. Now, I could sit here and blame this on me and say I had bad trigger pulls and whatever, but regardless, that's probably a 1.2, 1.3 inch group. Not what you want to see, but unfortunately, out of this rifle, that's pretty average for this rifle. This is much better than what I'm used to seeing out of this rifle. We've shot it twice, and this is one of the best groups I've seen out of this gun. Now let's move over to the Bergara Premier competition, the 6.5 Creedmoor. So here was our first group. I'm probably going to say that's a 0.6 inch group. My calipers died on me, so I can't measure them exactly. But 0.6 inch 5-shot group, that's pretty good. Second group, I thought was worse than it is. Through the scope, that group looked much bigger because the wood splashing the paper. But our 5 shots are within here. I don't know if you can quite see the holes, but we have shots 1 and 2 touching each other right here. Basically the same hole. And then we have 3, 4, and 5 in the same hole. That's our 5-shot group. That is a half inch or less group. So, and this is about what we saw from the Hornady match out of this gun, shooting this gun on previous days. And you look at the price, we look at a Hornady match, which costs 50 to 55, and in some places even more. And you look at this box of ammo, the Barnes stuff, and we're talking $39. We're dropping $15 in price, and we are getting the same results. In some cases, we're getting better results. So Barnes, they made a great first impression on me today with this Harvest Collection ammo. And like I said, if we can get exactly the same results, and in some cases better, for 15 less. And in some cases, you know, if your gun is shooting Nosler trophy grade, you're spending $100 on that ammo. This is less than half the cost of ammo in that pedigree. Now, in the beginning, I asked the question, will this reset the ammo market? It has the potential to, like I said, but I don't think it's quite there yet. And when I say reset the market, I mean, what I mean by that is it going to force ammo companies to drop their prices to match that $39 cost, or at least be closer? It has the potential to. And now this ammo is new. And so I would have to assume over the years, as they progress and they improve on it, that it's only going to get better. I also think a lot of ammo companies are just too stubborn and they just won't. And people are just used to going out and getting the Hornady and the Norma and the Nosler. And so they're just going to keep doing that. Or maybe their rifle just likes that, and so they're forced to use that ammo. And so for those reasons, I think it's probably unlikely. But who knows? In the future, if they continue to prove upon this ammo, and it does become just compatible with every rifle, and you start seeing consistent half-inch groups out of hunting rifles across the board, sure thing this could reset the market. I hope it does, because ammo prices are getting ridiculous these days. So that's the rundown on the new Barnes Harvest ammo. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you on the next one.